What's cracking, traders? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. And in today's video, we got some gameplay in the Great League sent in from Alpha Club Y2K, fellow trainer and friend of the channel. Thank you for sending in some Shadow freaking Tyranitar videos, man. I am so hyped to get to see this Pokemon in action. It's such a fun little update. Newly anointed Tyranitar has Dragon Breath, has always had really bad fast moves, and now it's got a very speedy fast move for energy, which gives Brutal Swing and Stone Edge now some threatening coverage to throw into the Great League meta. Plus, it's Tyranitar. This thing's going to hit like a truck, a steam engine. And in the lead, because Rock and Grass, if you remember back in the day, the Bastiodon Victory Bell core, Grass and Rock work very well together. And so we have a Shadow Jumpluff, and just to round out the triple Shadow frenzy and fun that we're about to have, Shadow Sableye, newly buffed with Foul Play. Jumpluff wasn't really buffed at any point, and this one's also double nuke, which I respect it, because baiting is for wimps. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's get into the first game here. Alpha Club Y2K's Jumpluff on the lead. Going to be up against it. Steelix, how you doing, buddy? Not what we wanted to see. The Sableye immediately swaps in here and is going to be taking these Thunder Fangs to the face, but Shadow Sableye fires off a Foul Play. The opponent shields. They're afraid of the damage. Foul Play recently getting a little bit of an attack boost in this season, doing slightly more damage than it used to. We're going for the... No, it could have been an Earthquake, but they said Psychic Fangs, bro. No, that's... Oh, I'm in shambles, dude. Oh, that is the most painful thing to shield. As a dark type, oh, the opponent's too shielding it up. Are they going to go for it? No, they have to have the Psychic Fangs, right? This is another Psychic Fangs. The opponent goes for it. This is not going to be a bait we're falling for. Sableye putting in some work. That is Shadow Steelix on the other side. Is Sableye going to be able to take the knockout from here? Foul Play gets the knockout. We got Switch Advantage, and Gorgeist comes in. And oh, man, is it about to have a really bad day. Tyranitar gets to go for the... No, it's going to overfarm by just a bit. Saving that energy. The opponent gonna get the shield here from Alpha, but Alpha's Tyranitar is loaded. It's going for the Brutal Swing right now. And Tyranitar against the rest of this team, well, it's Tyranitar. It's gonna have a great time. There's a Sableye in the back. There's nothing stopping the Shadow Tyranitar. And oh, I know it's coming, bro. Oh, I know it.
Exodia! Obliterate!
And the opponent knows it too, and they stop. No, come on, let's game. Yeah, you bet your Togekiss that's what happened. Good game. All right, next game up, we got Shadow Jumpluff on the lead here versus Greninja. Didn't really have to do anything in the last game because Tyranitar had it all on lockdown, but now it might have a chance to be able to get a good matchup here. The opponent going to go straight for a move. This is probably just a Night Slash. I don't believe that the Greninja's got anything else. Okay, it's a Hydro Cannon. The opponent going to go into the Wigglytuff here and go for... We have Jumpluff going for the Energy Ball. And if this is where you're going to have to see the Wigglytuff, I guess this is it. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that Jumpluff can do about this. The opponent going for an Icy Wind here. No, they go for the Swift. That's going to be Alpha's saving grace here, to be honest. If they had gone for the... If they'd gone for the Icy Wind, this would not go very well. But Shadow Jumpluff used to be the king of the Great League, and now it's striking back with this massive damage from the acrobatics. Jumpluff is going to be going to get this knockout, and now in comes the Sableye against the Greninja, but it has to happen this way. Oh, Jumpluff! My brain's frazzled. I'm looking at the screen. I have the names of everything in front of me, and my brain's just like piecing them into the sentences. Incorrectly, might I add. Sableye comes in, Drifblim quickly follows, and unfortunately for the opponent, this is not the place that they want to be when... Oh, it's a Hex Jellicent. That thing's going to be fast, dude. But Drifblim is not going to be able to get anywhere else in this matchup, and now Greninja's going to have to come in and look for a full farm down if they want to have a chance. The opponent wimps out, goes for the move here. They need an attack boost at this point and some prayers to be answered. Tyranitar comes in. They're going to be able to get to the move. This doesn't matter because we have a shield. If this was been a no-shield situation, we could have made a catch. The opponent full signs the Hydro Cannon and Dragon Breath farm down. No, trainer, what are you doing? Stop playing with your food. Greninja goes for a Hydro Cannon thinking, oh my god, I've won the game, just for Alpha's Tyranitar to swap out and steal all of that hope from this poor trainer. Stone Edge is going to get the knockout, and I'm not hitting a button for that. That was mean, bro. Good game. All right. Jumpluff, I got my brain back together shortly. Hakamoo, nice lead, double super effective fairy type damage. That's not a good place for Hakamoo to be, and either they don't know it yet, or Hakamoo is just terribly core broken in the back. The opponent could be weak to Jumpluff. Acrobatics is going to get the first shield. The opponent probably glad they shielded an Acrobatics, because if we had Aerial Ace, that would have been a nice bait to have here, but Rock Tomb is going to get a quite a chunk out of the Jumpluff, and now we're going to see a swap out. The opponent has their own Jumpluff in the back. Well, that certainly explains why they couldn't swap out, because if they swap in that Jumpluff and it's down energy, it's going to have a bad day. Power Gem, though, is going to do a lot of damage and rock the Jumpluff, and now a Jumpluff looking to go for an Acrobatics, takes out the Sableye, and now... are we going to have Jumpluff coming to get a nasty little farm down? I think so. The opponent looking to go for a charge move here. The opponent, do they have the Aerial Ace, or are they double nuking as well? The opponent is double nuking as well. This Jumpluff is getting a full farm down. That is a nasty amount of energy. Enough to feed somebody somewhere, just to solve world hunger. And of course, there's a Bastion in the back, just to be able to take the brunt of that damage. Now, the defense drop is nice. Hakamoo's going to come in. Tyranitar has to be able to make this happen. We're going to see him, the opponent, go for the Brick Break, drops the defense, but it doesn't matter. We're able to get the Dragon Breath. No! We're able to get the Dragon Breath. Nothing, bro. That Brick Break knocks out Tyranitar, and yes, unfortunately, the Bastion just comes in. Oh... I was hoping so hard, man. I really wanted that to happen, because all that energy, you better believe it, dude. You better believe that was about to happen. Good game. All right, looking for some redemption in the next game. Shadow Jumpluff comes out to a Shadow Dusclops. Not a good matchup, because normally the Dusclops has Ice Punch, and that's going to be really uncomfortable here for Jumpluff. The opponent, however, goes for the move, and in comes the Sableye to make a nice catch to be able to take this Ice Punch charge move, which would have done double super effective damage to the Jumpluff. Now we're going to see the opponent get some energy and bring in their Kanto Marowak. That's a Shadow on Shadow crime we've got going on here, and Mud Slaps are going to bring Sableye down very low. Probably won't be able to survive another move after this, and I think Alpha knows it, unless I saw the damage bar register wrong, but we're going to go for the second foul play. This will either get shield advantage or switch advantage, and that was indeed a knockout. Now we're going to see Jumpluff come in and look to take this Rock Slide to the face, and that's fine, because after this, you just go for a nice farm down. Opponent is not going to be able to get to another Rock Slide, or decides not to throw it. Jumpluff going for the Energy Ball, looking to get the knockout. The opponent is going to go down here. The opponent now comes in with that Dusclops. It has a move, but is this worth it? Absolutely. This damage is going to do a lot here. Acrobatics or Energy Ball might even threaten a knockout. It is a Shadow Dusclops, and at this point, does Tyranitar just come straight in? Absolutely does. In it comes, and the opponent's got a Primeape in the back. Look at those moves go! But Tyranitar has the Stone Edge. This better be doing enough, because I'm about to hit the button anyway, dude. Oh, Tyranitar, you monster! The Dusclops comes in and has no fast move pressure, and now Alpha has a choice. Lets it go. Ice Punch is going to be thrown. The opponent probably trying to account for a potential catch into the Jumpluff. And now it's all for naught. The Dusclops is going to go for that Ice Punch, but unfortunately for them, Jumpluff has so much energy and it knows exactly what to do with it. Acrobatics gets the knockout on the Dusclops, and that's a good game. Hey, if you stuck around, I rebooted my brain. It worked out pretty good. And then anyway, we're going to get Jumpluff here back in the lead against a Furret this time, and this is not awful at all. However, Furret's damage adds up quite quickly because of the quick pacing it has to Swift. Now Jumpluff locked behind some higher cost charge moves. Gonna have to take a move first in this matchup. Swift is gonna go through. It's not boosted, thankfully, but we have nothing but heavy damage coming from this Jumpluff. We're going for the Acrobatics. Does it connect? It does not. The opponent puts up that Protect Shield, and now looking to go for an overfarm. This Swift won't get the knockout. It will leave the Jumpluff up, but the opponent will get their first Protect Shield from Alpha here, as Jumpluff is looking to fire off this Acrobatics. This is huge damage. The opponent gets another Protect Shield put up, and they are going to need to throw energy here to cut off this Jumpluff. Jumpluff could take everything here, but is it ready? Is Tyranitar? No, Tyranitar does not need that shield, because Jumpluff says, I'm getting rid of this Furret, whether you like it or not, trainer. The Acrobatics is going to knock out the little Furret, and then immediate pivot into Sableye, not the Fairy Trainer. No, wait a minute, they're throwing right away. I forgot, they don't run Moonblast. We don't have to be scared of a silly floor just in this economy. No, we don't, trainers. We're going to see the Shadow Sableye go for the Power Gem here, looking to lock in some good damage, and if we can do it properly, I think that Tyranitar might be able to outpace if the opponent has no energy when they throw. Sableye needs to get to a move here, almost does, but the opponent goes for another Chilling Waters, and unfortunately, they might be in range. The big bad boy staring in the... staring from the back of the field, goes for a swap, catches the chilling water. What a Giga Chad switch. And now Tyranitar is in position. The opponent goes for an undercharge, but are they going to get farmed down? Who's getting farmed down here? The opponent has 1 HP. Tyranitar goes for, oh my god, it's a Talonflame. Oh, if I thought the Exodia was obliterating before, it sure is going to do it again. Oh, baby.
Exodia, obliterate!
What a thing of beauty, and has the Dragon Breaths loaded and ready to go for the Brutal Swing to get the knockout on the floor. Just what a game. Well played, Alpha. Now, we have Altaria in the lead in the next game, which at first is not at all a problem for the Jumpluff because we're doing super effective with those Fairy Winds. However, caution. The opponent has super effective energy, and that Sky Attack is going to do a lot of damage. The opponent, however, does not get a Protect Shield. This Jumpluff is bulky, and it knows it. Even with that minus 20% defense on the Shadow status, that's okay because we have all this damage. Now, the opponent does shield. Now, Sableye is going to be looking to throw a shield back up in return. Dazzling Gleam gets thrown from the Altaria. That's not normally what they run on those things, but it's still a good move to have for coverage nonetheless, especially against the Dark types that are now lurking in the back. The opponent staying in, and now they come in with a low and Raichu. Oh no, Trainer! Sableye is going to rip that thing apart. Unfortunately, the Dark and Ghost typing from Sableye are not what that Raichu wants to see. The opponent comes in with the Gastrodon, but Alpha's not able to fire off a charge move in time. The opponent going for the extra farm here. Apparently, they did not have enough for the Water Pulse or the Body Slam. The opponent gets knocked out by the double super effective move of Energy Ball, and Altaria comes back in, but it's too little too late. This could be a shield for the Dazzling Gleam, and my goodness, we're glad we shielded that move. I know we were thinking about it. There's no way they're going to throw it, but yep. And that's a good game. Alrighty, trainers. We got Jumpluff looking down the barrel. The hose of a Tinkaton. That's a really small place to look into the barrel of, but neither way. Well, maybe the hammer. The hammer's a pretty big barrel, you think? Anyway, we're gonna have completely walled off energy, but look at the back line. Even worse, the Tyranitar cannot see this Tinkaton at all in this game unless it's got a Stone Edge loaded. The opponent probably not going to shield this Acrobatics, but it does open it up for later to potentially be able to get to that next Stone Edge at the end of the game, maybe. Good potential win con. We look at these things here. Now, Acrobatics is going to get a shield. That's exactly what Jumpluff needs because at this point, Sableye should be able to do enough damage with a shield if it needs to be able to get rid of the opponent's Tinkaton, which is staring us down here in the lead. Now the Sableye comes in. The Shadow Claws are doing a lot of damage. The opponent probably just going for a Bulldoze here. And I think Alpha knows that the opponent didn't even go for the Play Rough. And now they come in with Credilli. However, the Credilli is down a lot of energy and is going to have to take quite a bit of damage. We still don't know what their third Pokemon is, though, trainers. And now Sableye has to make its mark on this matchup. Going to go for the double foul play before the opponent has a chance to throw that Rock Tomb, and they do so right away. Now, the opponent is going to go for a no shield here. They do not want to give up any more of their... They don't want to give too much farm to the Sableye. They want to make sure that they can get rid of this thing. The Tyranitar comes in, gets an energy head start. The opponent comes back in with the Tinkaton. But guess what, trainer? We're getting to these Brutal Swings fast AF, and now the Brutal Swing is going to be locked, loaded, and Tyranitar's throwing it at you. Brutal Swing is enough to get the knockout, and now the opponent's got a Greninja, but of course! Oh, that's unfortunate that the Tyranitar cannot quite make it to the Brutal Swing. However, I bet you with as squishy as Greninja is, Tyranitar, look at this thing. It's a monster. It's a literal fiend, and it loses CMP to a frog, bro. All right, Greninja's going to be able to get to a move very quickly here, but not quick enough. Nice catch. We need the Stone Edge. Alpha's locked in and says, I ain't settling for no resisted Brutal Swing, trainer. You're about to get a Stone Edge to the face. Whether I am going to get there or not, we get to the Stone Edge, and absolutely, you better believe this is going to hit hard. Knocks out the Greninja, and that's a good game. I love it, dude. Tyranitar is such an absolute monster. Regidrago on the lead in the next game. Jumpluff has those super effective Fairy Winds, but unfortunately, it does get vastly outpaced. Dragon Energy is a quick move for the Regidrago to get to ever since they changed up the Dragon Breaths last season, and the addition of Vice Grip to its moveset in this new season gives it an even lower energy move, but unfortunately, Vice Grip is not going to be able to get close to a knockout here, and the Sableye comes in, gets that Nice snipe down, and the opponent now is outpaced by one Shadow Claw here, and I think that makes the difference in this matchup, because Sableye can simply put up all of its shields or match the shields from the opponent if it wants to, and the opponent's going to go for their Hydro Cannon now. Does Sableye want to give this up? I think we just shield and keep going, man. Honestly, I feel like Sableye is going to just be the ticket here. Now, at least with a 1-0 shield advantage, the opponent deciding not to put up another shield comes in with an Empoleon, and Empoleon is going to be able to get to its charge move here before the Sableye can quite get there, because it wins that charge attack priority. It's got a higher attack stat, but the Sableye puts up the final protect shield of the game. The opponent's Empoleon gonna have to sweat this one out, because absolutely needs to throw a charge move, because that foul play is reached, and the opponent, not at a charge move yet, is going to now get almost completely Sableye about to, oh man, Sableye just absolutely had its way with that team though. Good game. Tyranitar's got the cheerleader outfit with the pom-poms going, yeah, go team! That's a nice lead, though. There's Jellicent. That thing does get to those Shadow Balls super quick, though. Every 4 hexes now. It's insane, dude. That pacing on Shadow Ball is crazy. The opponent will likely going for a Straddle Ball here. They're not messing around. They're straight going for it. The difference in energy here is minimal. It's not even worth trying to bait anymore. Energy Ball would do heavy damage to the Jellicent. That's a Shadow Energy Ball, and it almost knocks it out. And the Sableye comes in and gets one of the most beautiful snipes I've ever seen. There's Togekiss in the back. The opponent, however, is only going to go for a Psyshock or Aura Sphere here. Unless this is Ancient Power, maybe. No, that's an Aura Sphere. That is Resisted Trainer. And now Alpha Sableye can go for the foul play. The opponent is going to take quite a bit of damage from this, even though resisted. So they may be tempted to pull up a shield anyway. And they do. We're going to see the Sableye try to go for the Power Gem, but unfortunately is cut off at the pass. One shield spent here for this Sableye to be able to hit with that Power Gem. The opponent is going to have to shield this, or they're losing that whole Togekiss, and that's probably really good for Tyranitar, which now is up a shield, but because it's resisting those Pecks, it is going to be able to get to a Brutal Swing, but this offers Tyranitar an excellent chance to get some energy head start here, because if the opponent, no, they have a Stun Fist, no! Oh, Tyranitar, buddy, you're going to have to do some work here. Going for the Brutal Swing here. That's not quite enough. That's a Galarian Stunfisk, bro. I haven't seen one of those in months. Hello, welcome back to the meta Galarian Stunfisk. We haven't really, I haven't really missed you. I'm not going to lie. It was not an enjoyable meta, but it was an early meta. And, oh, they went for Rock Slide. Oh, Trainer, no. Oh, Trainer, no. Oh, what do we got? Come on now. Hit him! Tyranitar comes in, takes the damage. It is now the Meat Shield, and our Jumpluff is going to have to win this one. Jumpluff going to be able to get the Resisted Fairy Wind farm down. However, never mind, because the opponent swaps out in time. The Togekiss going to get hit with this Acrobatics, though, and that is going to clean his clock and take out the Galarian Stunfisk that comes in. Even though it's bulky, it doesn't have enough HP to withstand the Fairy Winds, and it goes down, and that's a good game. Well played. My goodness. Those were entertaining, dude. I love, dude. I got to play Shadow Tyranitar one of these times. It's 5-0. Early season battles, but hey, that's okay, dude. It was a lot of fun, and there was definitely a lot less of like the rank 1 weirdness that you usually see, like the underpowered and the mons you've never seen, which again, as I will always say, respect to everybody doing what you do. You play the Go Battle League for, you want the rewards, you want to climb, doesn't matter, run whatever you like and have fun. That's the point of this game, and we should all treat it as such. Thank you all for watching. Again, Alpha, thank you very much for sending in these games. Tyranitar looks absolutely sick, and if you'd like to send in games to the channel for shoutcasting of your own trainers, my Google form down below in the pinned comment and description, it has your name on it if you'd like it to. We'd love to get the community featured on this channel, and if you got some games that are some fun stuff, buffed, saucy, spicy, whatever you got, I'd love to shoutcast them at some point on the channel. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.